Hi guys. In the last video, I quoted from a Reddit thread. Struggling to find a good songbook of chord melody guitar for the experienced but not professional guitarist. I see some on Amazon, but reviews seem mixed. I suggested a better idea would be to invest a little time and energy and a lot less money learning the theory behind creating chord melody arrangements for the guitar in the first place. Then you can create your own arrangements. I announced that I'm launching Unit 6 of my guitar method, Vertical Truth Chordal Mechanisms for the Guitar, next week. And it's called 7th Voicing, and creating chord melodies is the main focus of the brand new lesson series. I'm J.U. Daly from MasterGuitarSchool.com. I've been teaching my Vertical Truth method for the guitar for 40 years. More than that, I've used my Vertical Truth method for more than 40 years on stage and in the recording studio. I estimate 10,000 gigs from the early 70s and way more than 10,000 recording sessions over the last 40 years. So the bottom line is this method works. I showed you a quick look at what the download, it's a PDF file, what it looks like. If you watched the last video, I explained the concept. The 7th chord consists of 4 notes, the root, the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th. 7th voicings omits the 5th and reduces the chord to a 3-note 7th chord. Just the fact that it has 3 notes doesn't mean it's a triad. It's still a 7th chord, it just has no 5th, so it has a root, a 3rd, and a 7. We talk about the notes of the chord in choir terms, alto, tenor, bass. That's why it's called voicing. The soprano voice is reserved for the melody note, whatever that might be. So there are 2 voicings that we work with, open voicing and closed voicing. Closed voicing, the notes of the chord are stacked in numerical order, root, 3rd, 7. They're as close as they can be. In open voicing, we take the 3rd out of the middle and raise it an octave, so it's on the top of the chord. Thus, we call it open voicing because of the space that's between the root and the 7th. It's stacked root 7-3 instead of root 3-7. So those are the 2 voicings that we use for these chords. The application should be obvious. We have either the closed voicing or the open voice 7th chord, and the melody note, which is the soprano, is on the top. So the root is always in the bass, the melody is always on the top, and the 2 middle voices, the alto and the tenor, are either from low to high, 3 to 7, or 7 to 3. In this video, I'm going to show you one position for open voicing, that's out of 3, and I'm going to show you one position for closed voicing, that's out of 4, and these 2 positions on the guitar are the most common. Probably 75 or 80% of the chords you're going to use in the arrangements that I'll show you will use these 2 positions. All right, so for the open voicing, the root will be on the 6th string. I'm going to put it at C. All right, so it's the 8th fret. There are 4 types of 7th chords that we deal with: major, dominant, minor, and diminished. So an open voice major 7 from a 6th string root, C major 7, would look like this. We have to mute the 5th string. So this is root 7-3. In order to make it dominant, we flat the 7. To make it minor, we flat the 3rd. And to make it diminished, we flat the 7 again. Major, dominant, minor, and diminished. All right, from a 5th string root, we'll do it at F, so we're at the same fret, at least the root is at the same fret. Closed voice. That's an F major 7, root third 7. Flat to 7 to make it dominant, flat to third to make it minor, and flat to 7 again to make it diminished. So we have major, dominant, minor, diminished. Okay, so there you go. There's 4 chords, open voice, and 4 chords, closed voice. Open voice chords have the root on the 6th string, closed voice chords have the root on the 5th string. Now, the way to drill these is to drill them around the key circle. If you don't know what I mean by the key circle, download the 5-lesson foundational series and go through it. The key circle, as I apply it to the guitar neck, is fundamental. It's the foundation on which everything is built. So it's completely necessary. But I'll demonstrate how to drill these. The first thing you do is you drill all 4 types on each root string around the key circle. So that would be a cycle of fourths. All right? C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and so on. So we go through the 4 types in each key. C major 7 has the root on the 6th string, so it's open voice. Major, dominant, minor, diminished. F major 7 has the root on the 5th string, so it's closed voice. Major, dominant, minor, diminished. Next key is B flat. That's going to be open because it's a 6th string root. E flat's going to be closed. It's a 5th string root. Major, dominant, minor, diminished. A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, and C. So I just went around the key circle playing the 4 types of 7th chords in every key. The 6th string roots were all open voice. The 5th string roots were all closed voice. Okay, so that's the first way to drill. Second way to drill is to do each type separately around the circle. So we take major 7s, C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, and C. That was major. Then you do the same thing with dominants. C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C. Then you would do the same thing with minors. C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C. Then you would do the same thing with diminished. C diminished, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, and C. So you drill the 4 types in every key, and then you drill each type separately in every key. That gives you the foundation that you need for chord melodies. Each one of those chord shapes is going to have a melody note on the top of it. The melody note could be anything. And so the fingering is fluid, right? If I'm playing a C7 open, I could have any number of melody notes. If my melody note is an A, I'm going to finger the C7 like this. If the melody note is an F sharp, I'm going to finger the C7 differently. So the fingering changes depending on what the melody note is. Keep in mind that what I've shown you is only a small portion of the very first lesson. The open voicings have 3 positions on the guitar neck. The closed voicings have 4 positions on the guitar neck. So I'm not even close to giving away the farm here, all right? So what does it look like when you add a melody to these chord voicings? I'm going to show you a very short clip of a small portion of one of the songs that I use in this lesson series to demonstrate how to create your chord melodies. So take a look at this. Sounds pretty good, huh? That was a very small portion of the song Autumn Leaves. After you go through this lesson series, you'll be able to do that with just about any song. So that is what the 7th Voicings lesson series is all about. Now there's some common questions that crop up. Several questions since the last video. One of the questions is, I didn't understand about the 4 types of 7th chords and how you get them. Do you go into more detail on that in this lesson series? The answer to that is no, not explicitly. It could be inferred. I did explain it even in this video demonstration. You flat the 7 to make it dominant, you flat the 3rd to make it minor, and so on. You could infer that from this lesson. That is taught explicitly in Unit 4, 7th chords. And if you don't understand all that, and you don't understand 7th chords, don't pay full price for Unit 4. There'll be a combo package, okay, along with Unit 6. So you'll have the opportunity to go through all the basic foundational 7th chord stuff. Another question I get a lot, and I see a lot of confusion in various Facebook groups and LinkedIn groups and so on, about the key circle. The key circle is a very deep mechanism. It can be used for all kinds of things, but the way I use it, it's very simple. It's a mechanism by which you memorize note names on the 6th and 5th strings, and from those 12 notes, 13 if you count C twice, you can get to every other note on the guitar neck without memorizing note names on every string. It's a beautiful thing. It also is a method or a mechanism to make sure that you practice everything in every key and that you know the name of everything in every key. It also gets you used to drilling things in fourths. The cyclical movement of chords in fourths or fifths is very common in music, much more common than any other movement. So it also trains your ear and programs your brain to hear and to move in cycles, which is what real music does. So the key circle and its application to the guitar neck is taught in the 5-lesson foundational series, which I mentioned earlier in this video. You can go to the link. The download is free. The application of the key circle to the guitar neck is so important, I give it away for free all over the place. You don't even have to be a site member to download it. So do that if you don't get what I'm saying, okay? Now there's another video coming, and in that video I'm going to talk about a bigger picture and where Unit 6 fits in this bigger picture. When you learn the material in Unit 6, you're learning a lot more than just chord melody construction, all right? But it's something that you'll need for later units when we talk about 9th chords and extensions and alterations and bitonals and all that stuff. A lot of that stuff is built on open and closed voice 7th chords. So there's a much bigger picture involved in this whole thing, but step at a time, right? So you watch for the next video. It's coming to you in a couple days. Please leave comments and questions on Master Guitar School's Facebook page, or you can email them to me at j@masterguitarschool.com. I will include any new questions or comments in the next video. Watch for it. We'll see you then.